What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the video. My name is Brilliance, and we're in beautiful Cape Town today. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make fuck you money using an info product funnel. So, if you're a business owner, or you have an info product, or you're selling a coaching program or course, any sort of product like that, you absolutely need to watch this video because this is going to teach you what you're going to need to make 6 figures or multi 7 figures with your funnel. So, let's get right into the video. So, before we even jump into it, building a funnel is not easy, right? It's simple to understand, but it's not easy. So there's a lot of work required up front. And first of all, you're going to see that we have two main components here, and that's the traffic and the product. So before you build anything, you need to make sure, number one, you have market demand. You have people who are going to go to the landing page for the product, and you also need to make sure that you have a good product that these people are going to buy, because you always need to ensure quality control and for any kind of product, e-commerce, anything, because when people start requesting chargebacks and all this sort of refunds, it's not like it doesn't feel good. You need to have a stand and need to make sure that your product delivers on its promise, right? So that even if someone requests a refund, you can dispute it, right? So the first one is your product, and the reason why the product is the first is that this stuff is like moving really slow. But anyways, so after performing market research, you need to spend time creating a good product, because a bad product is going to cause you to continually overspend on marketing just to cover up that it's a bad product. But if you put the time and effort to creating a good product, it's going to sell itself with half the marketing, right? But most people with bad products usually try to cover it by and I'm not saying like this is just, obviously you have to sell the lifestyle and stuff, but they kind of overdo it to an extent, right? Where it gets drawn out. There's always a line for everything, right? So you always need to make sure that you have a good product, and then from the product, hold on a sec. The next thing you need here is your traffic, and I don't know why this stuff is just, I don't know why it's just heavy. It's just, but anyways, yeah, I'm still going to give you guys a source. Nothing is going to stop us. So the traffic is the second one, and for the traffic, you need organic content and you need ads. These are the two main traffic sources that you're going to need for your info product or your physical product, whatever that might be, right? So for your organic content, you have Facebook, you have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have Twitter. You have these four platforms, these four main platforms, and you also have TikTok. I should have added TikTok here. Uh, TikTok is also one of them. So yeah, just added TikTok right there real quick. So for your organic content, you can have YouTube Shorts, and basically what these YouTube Shorts are going to do is that YouTube is most times a top of funnel strategy, and it can also be a middle of funnel strategy as well. But like when people go into the search bar and they type in something, YouTube works with queries, right? So people going there are going with intent. They're not just going there to scroll, they're going there to look for specific stuff, and that's why YouTube works really well for top of funnel. So if you have like SEO optimized videos, people are going to discover you and they're going to watch your video, and then they're going to get into your funnel, right? They're going to start watching longer form content from you. So that's basically why this YouTube Shorts points back to this YouTube channel, and then it funnels into the long form podcast. So that's basically how long form content and long form podcast, that's how YouTube works. Now the next one is going to be your Instagram. So you have Instagram Reels, you have Instagram Stories, and then you can run something called comment funnels. So if you have ever seen someone selling an info product on IG, they usually like DM me this and I'll send you the link. DM me that, I'll send you the link. Stuff like that is going to help you bring leads into your DMs, so that you can now send them the link to your landing page or your webinar or whatever that might be. And most times it's usually a webinar. Now, before we actually go into the webinar opt-in page, you also have Twitter as part of this strategy. So normally, you could post 3 long form posts or threads per week, or you could post videos every day. Like right now, what I'm experimenting is posting videos, say 4 times a week, right? Because X is currently promoting videos a lot. They're trying to make it a video-based platform, moving away from the traditional text. Obviously, the text is going to be there, but videos are working really, really well. And you also can have 2 to 3 short tweets per day. And you could also post in these short tweets, you can post your hard sales, your soft sales, which are testimonials, and then you funnel these people to your webinar opt-in page. Now, this is where your prospects get to opt in to your email list, because once they opt in for the webinar, you're not conducting the webinar immediately, right? You want to There's a platform called Webinar Jam. You can use that to set up your webinars. So basically, when someone comes to a webinar opt-in page, it's basically they're opting in to come watch you on a live webinar. So a webinar is a seminar, but an online seminar, right? So they opt into your email list, and then they get sent reminders and everything. And it's usually a 1 to 2 hours, live or pre-recorded webinar. So a webinar could be live and it could also be pre-recorded. And on this webinar, you're basically going to sell a bunch of people at once, and it's a lower ask because they don't have to make a decision, unlike a sales call. So on a webinar, it's just like, a Zoom call, is not necessarily even a Zoom call, like a YouTube video or YouTube live stream, and these people are watching you there. You're selling them something, but it doesn't necessarily feel like you're selling them something, right? As opposed to the one-on-one sales call where it's going to be just you and the person, and this person either has to make a decision or say, I don't want to buy this stuff, right? I'm basically making a decision. So it doesn't force them to make a decision, but also it gives you like that advantage of selling to multiple people, multiple prospects at once. I recently had one of my clients do about 2,000 people on he had a 3-day challenge, and basically 2,000 people opted into the first day of the challenge. So that's a lot of people. If you can get just 10% of that to convert, that's massive numbers. That's like 200 people, right? So yeah, and when you check 200 people, let's say your program is like $1,000, 200, that's basically $200,000, right? Let's say 1%, which is like 20 people, right? 20 people buy a $1,000 course or coaching program. That's $20,000. So when you think about a webinar like that, it's going to be very beneficial for you because you're going to print a lot of money. So because after the webinar, what usually happens is that you send them the link to the checkout page, and and by the way, webinar is like printing. Like webinar is like literally it's a money printer, right? Once you have an audience, once you've built out that audience and maybe run ads and all this stuff, it's a money printer. Like you get to understand how easy it is. I recently had one guy join his webinar, and in like 30 minutes or so, less than an hour, this guy printed like 186 grand, right? Had almost 200 people join his stuff, and it wasn't even up to 2,000 people on the live webinar. I think it was like 1,500 people or so. So you can see the amount of impact you could have with the webinar. So after the webinar, I usually send them, the link to the checkout page, and then after the checkout page, they get redirected to the thank you page where they get the rest of the information on how to join the program, how to proceed, how to get onboarded, and all of that stuff. So from the thank you page, they go to the onboarding. Now, the next step here is, so if you look at this, your traffic again, so you have ads. So the ads, you can run Meta ads, you can run YouTube or Google ads. I don't know if TikTok ads work very well for this. I know TikTok ads are working really well for e-commerce, but I don't know if it's working well for, coaching programs and stuff like that. It's still something I have to. Obviously, it's a platform. It has all those people there. So I do think there's going to be a way there, but it's a lot more popular right now for e-commerce based products. But these ads, you have YouTube and Google, which are super effective, especially YouTube, and a lot of service-based businesses and coaching programs run ads on YouTube because it's like super effective. YouTube has like billions of visits every single month, so like it doesn't even make sense to think your audience is not watching. Like your audience is definitely watching YouTube, and you push them to a landing page, and ideally, info product landing pages usually have a 10% conversion rate, and if you can push like a ton of people to this landing page, even if it's a high ticket product, let's say like $2,000, right? And you push them through a sales call, you're still going to make a lot of money if you don't want to sell directly on the page. If you don't want it to be like a direct response offer, I think that's what it's called. As long as it's an info product, you're going to have like 10% is like an average conversion rate for info products, right? So as long as you have a good landing page that follows a good structure, you have your headline, you have your VSL that is well scripted and well edited and also well produced. You have your headlines, you have your social proof, you have your well placed CTAs and all these things. You're definitely going to do good conversion numbers, and that from all of our clients and what we've seen, 10% is like the baseline. It's like good for e-commerce. You might be looking at 1 to 2%, but for info products, because it's a lot more different and it's not like massive scale, it's usually around 10%. So Your ads could be, top of funnel discovery ads or middle of funnel retargeting ads. And basically, what that means is that you could run ads that are just going to people who are just like discovering about you, or you could run ads to people who have already seen you before but didn't buy the product, right? So this is usually tracked using a pixel, and you can target those people who have not purchased from you. So that's why we run middle of funnel ads, which are retargeting ads. So and it doesn't always, like, middle of funnel is not necessarily always going to be retargeting ads, right? So it can also be for just, I'm not an ad expert, so I can't go into all the detail, but yeah, you get the point. Now, if the landing page is set up correctly, they purchase the landing page they purchase the program on the landing page if it's low ticket, and then they get redirected to the thank you page, and then they get onboarded. So, but if the program is high ticket, they have to book a call, because if you sell a high ticket course, there's a low probability people will buy it off of the landing page, because it's a more significant investment. So they need to speak to someone before they make a decision. It's just like finance, selling a finance offer. People don't just make finance offers off the rip, because they require a lot of investment upfront, right? So normally finance landing pages usually have like long VSLs, 20, 30-minute VSLs to kind of break down every single thing for them, because, people who try to do something in finance, they need to speak to their mom, they need to speak to their wife, they need to speak to their husband, and all this stuff. So that's why it's important to structure it that way. Now, if they book a call, they go through the sales call and you guys close them, you guys go through the same process of onboarding them. However, if you do not close them, what you want to do is add them to the email list with a nurturing sequence. And basically, an email list is just a list of emails that you can nurture over a period of, whether that be weeks, months, or years, so that they can buy your offer later down the line. So if you don't close them, you add them to this nurturing email sequence that will provide value to them, and then sell them. So if you guys want to see a video on how to set up an email sequence, or how to set up how to set up an email list, just let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, that's pretty much how we're helping our clients, make ridiculous amounts of money. Our clients are making like hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. We've helped our clients generate over $1 million a month. $1 million, sorry, not $1 million a month, but $1 million in revenue, right? So if you have an info product, you sell coaching, you sell a course, you sell without PDF, book, whatever, just click the link below, schedule a call with my team, and we'll see how we can help you. And also, if you have any questions about this video, if you want to clarify anything, so you just want to get more insights, just leave leave a comment down below, and I'll be reading through every single one of them. Drop a comment on what you learned from this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. My name is Brilliance, and yeah, I'll see you guys. Peace.